Greetings, I am Liz, and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal, and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together! Yay!
Oh my god, it's fine.
So many times we come in giggling because someone made a dumb remark right before the timer timed up.
Just so you know, it was me going, God, I'm tired, my friend. This up. Yes. Because it had already started. So.
This little grin.
I don't know.
Yes. I don't think it's actually on the video, but we'll find out.
Alright.
So, Nadia, trying to have her experience, and Corazon, like, I will watch you have your experience. She's been slinking around around my back all this time. What else don't I know? Slinking around my back.
Nadia takes a deep breath, emotions fluttering across her face before she shuts them down.
I told you, for some reason, she thinks that controlling your emotion, conceal, don't feel, is true power, is true maturity. And I'm like, mature individuals have emotions.
Mature individuals also know how to express them, or have a healthy, like, way of expressing them, kind of thing. And again, I'm like, sure, going, I will shut these down. If it goes, oh, now she's fine, I'm going to be like, she literally took a carriage off with somebody that she has decided to trust, that she met like 3 days ago, and is like, yes! I'm like, there is some, like, level of panic and potential danger that this could go real bad.
This woman is not okay.
This woman is not okay.
She is not okay.
She's not okay. It wears her out. No.
Nadia not okay.
Nadia's not okay.
I'm more and more interested in her backstory, like what actually happened with her family, because of how deeply and profoundly distressed she is.
Yes.
All right.
Like I said, the only thing that I really have, too, is like, again, I do not want to stereotype, but what I am getting, based off of the other route and this, for me personally, is a level of, like, are you neurodivergent? Basically, you are having such a different experience than other people. You were having, and they weren't connecting to you at all, and because you don't have therapy, and you don't have, hey, let's talk about, differences in people and whatever else, the family did not know what to do with her.
It seems like other children were raising you as a child.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right? Because your parents were neglecting you, so they were doing abuse by neglect, which is an actual thing.
It is.
Hi.
She went behind my back. She betrayed me. And for what?
It's a good question. You haven't even found out. It's fine.
This is actually a line Corazon would say. This is perfectly a line Corazon would say. This is perfect.
And for what? What is she gaining? What does this mean that Nazmira is here? Talking to her might explain why she did it.
Nadia, what's going on? Why did this happen? I can't believe it. No, she wouldn't go behind my back, but she's been behind my back, having this one-sided conversation, talking back and forth to herself. Corazon, perhaps if you talk to her.
Perhaps.
When I am grumpy with my dad, I corner him and I talk to him.
Or I go, I don't want to hear it. I'm done, I'm doing my own thing.
And it will never come up ever again.
Yes.
Bye.
Also, this is interesting because I've actually heard this, so go ahead.
You're right. And if her answer isn't satisfactory...
And that's the thing where it gets ridiculous to me, because sometimes you really... So it's like that case where people are like, to get a real answer I'd have to torture someone. And you're like, there are plenty of people where all they do, if you just torture them, they will give you whatever answer you want. So if you go, well, if I don't believe you, then it doesn't matter what Portia says. Portia could completely tell you the truth. And you have to decide whether or not it's true. If I don't think it's satisfactory, it doesn't matter if you're not satisfied. That's the truth.
And the thing is if she doesn't find the truth satisfactory, then that's it.
I know, and then that's how people fuck their lives over and their own thing and go, the whole world is against me. People told you the truth. You just didn't like it because it wasn't clean cut.
Apparently there's no direct legal punishment of any kind, though, for lying to your countess. It's just you lose your job.
Or...
Unless it's literally banishment.
It could be banishment. The other thing is also, I can't consider doing something to Portia. That's the other option.
Then, I'll have to send her away. I don't relish the thought, but I see no other option. Like, you couldn't just, no longer give her that job, and not let her into the castle. Which I guess sending her away from the castle, as opposed to sending her away from Vesuvia are different. I don't even know what it means.
Yeah. Above, harsh thunder cracks, and the storm starts in earnest, pouring sheets of rain down on the road ahead.
Might be a good idea to get into the carriage. this time. No, only onto the road ahead, not onto you, not onto the horse, not
Corazon
even onto the
vaguely
trees.
leaning out of the carriage. What you think about talking to her? Yelling.
Nadia sitting there in the rain, pouting.
How is this
So-
emotional experience working for you?
What next? Will you betray me as well? Is there anyone in the palace I can trust?
Holy
okay,
shit! How is your whole life? It's fine.
Portia. Portia has been with me pretty much since I awoke. I hired her myself, as far as we can tell.
Yep.
And then going, I've known you for 3 days. The two of you have the same value to me.
Yeah, no, I know.
Portia, I worked for this
That's
the
why I'm
whole
like-
time. I worked for this really hard. You get trust by existing. Yes.
Honestly, though, I kind of hope they sort of basically end up subverting this kind of thing of going, this thing. But, like, I like that they're kind of, like, calling attention to it, but it might also just be that we're calling attention to it going, this is ridiculous. You've known us for 3 fucking days, and you're treating us like, will the world end? I don't know.
Are you my only friend, or will you also betray me?
Are you also a part of my isolationist fantasy, or not?
I say, is there anyone in the palace I can trust? You haven't displayed that you trust anyone except for Portia.
Yeah.
So when you say, is there anyone, who else is on your list?
I'm also like, who was originally also on your list?
That's
at
what
all?
I mean. Like, who would be on your list? You don't seem to trust any of the courtiers.
Nope.
And none of the rest of the servants seem to really exist.
Well, you know, they're cartoon villains, or if they're going to
The
exist
servants
at all.
are.
Yeah,
I mean-
they're ghosts, don't you know? They are made-up specters. Somewhere in the brush ahead of us, something stirs.
Okay, if the rain is pouring down in sheets, is it only pouring down ahead of you, or is it pouring down everywhere? Because if you're all getting soaked, you think you'd respond to that. Let alone wet t-shirt time for Nadia. She looked great.
Yeah, pretty much. A flash of lightning strikes, hitting the trunk of a large tree. The gnarled oak shivers and then drops with a booming clap into the path. I can see a hulking figure perched on a fallen trunk, hunched up as if to pounce on us.
Is it a
Hello,
hulking,
Goatman.
soaking figure? Is it still raining, or was it like a cloudburst? Like it just rained for like 3 seconds?
Yeah, I'm like, I can't. Your
I'm
rain is
picturing
inconsistent.
wet goat smell.
Ew.
Like strong wet goat smell.
Yes. Nadia! She sees it at the same time I call out and veers the carriage wildly to the left because you decided to freak
Hang on.
the fucking horses. It's fine.
Hang on. The lightning or the thunder didn't affect the horses at all.
Nope, not at all.
The tree fell down, and Nadia didn't see a giant-ass tree get struck by lightning or fall down.
And the horses didn't react to that.
And then we call out to her, but she sees it, the tree, and the goat at the same time we call out. That is a level of... Nadia, are you even looking where you are driving?
I'm also like, your horses aren't fucking looking where they're driving.
Which is
because
really
your horses
weird.
will eventually start going, fuck you, no. Like,
I won't be run into a tree.
Unless-
That sounds really weird.
you're saying that there are no horses?
I mean, the
Or do
thing
we
is,
have automata?
No,
automata?
they're horses. Because we've called them horses.
I know,
She
but-
steers the horses. The horses spoop.
I know.
They
But
spoop.
still, they spoop horses.
But I'm just like, okay, 1, is it raining or not raining? And 2, she literally didn't see any of that. She didn't see the giant lightning strike. She didn't see the whole ass tree fall there, which doesn't happen instantly. It actually is cracking and splintering and crunching and a big massive crashing sound. And then she also didn't see the goat man, which is honestly way less remarkable than a huge ass giant thick tree falling in the middle of the road. Also, across the road, how far up? Like, why wouldn't she see any of this?
Okay, so
Until
here's my dumb question,
a time.
actually, because I've been wondering about this now since we've had to run into this again.
Okay, go.
Why does Lucio look like a goat?
I don't know.
Because I'm kind of thinking from the last time, so when we finished out Julian's route, you have, you get to see Count Lucio as the goat. Spoilers for the story. But, like, I am kind of curious, because I'm like, if he's been basically running away from the devil and escaping from the devil and is running away, like, I don't understand why he looks like a goat. Like, why does he look like a goat?
As far as I know, all I got from the last one is he made a deal that he didn't understand with the devil, and the devil makes him look like a goat somehow. With unexplained, because the devil
But then we
looks-
ran into him in the devil's realm and he looks like a person.
Yes.
So only when he's around people here does he, except that didn't
What
he show
I'm
up as like a ghost?
getting is that he's kind of a goat-ish.
A ghost.
Sometimes
A ghost.
a ghost.
A ghost.
I was gonna say, because that's all I'm getting basically, is that he's kind of has a corporeal body but kind of doesn't, in the way that ghosts can kind of be solid sometimes.
Okay.
But for reasons he looks like this. All I'm getting is The devil and him got real squishy, and he looks like he's half made out of the devil.
He's the Vivitch.
It's fine.
Because it's the goat that runs. I haven't actually seen the movie, but all I know is there's a big thing surrounding, like, I think they call them a Jacob's goat or whatever it is, which has these very classical horns. Some of them go up and then some go down. And they look really fucking cool. A lot of people now have taken it as it's the devil's goat kind of look.
But they're just a cool goat.
They're just a cool looking goat. And I'm like, so maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe that.
Anyway, I don't know why he looks like a goat.
I don't know either.
Sees it same
Oh no,
time as
what
I.
bang!
Veers wildly, and...
The last thing I see before darkness overtakes me is a white blur darting off into the forest.
So, Nadia doesn't notice the giant lightning strike, doesn't notice a huge-ass tree leaning over and crashing and smashing into the road, and doesn't notice the goat.
And the horses don't react.
And the horses don't react or notice anything, but Corazon watches all of it, then realizes that Nadia isn't noticing it, then calls out...
Only points out the goat and the fallen tree.
Basically points out the goat, not the tree. But the goat, is on the tree.
Yeah.
And then Nadia veers wildly and crashes horribly. And Corazon is like...
It's okay, I don't like the pacing here, it's fine.
Alright, anyway. We get knocked out. Corazon. Corazon! Corazon, are you alright?
Warm arms wrap around my shoulders as Nadia pulls me out of the broken branches I was thrown into.
Again, where were we? In the carriage? On the carriage? What
Getting
kind
completely soaked sitting next to her.
I was going to say, is everyone completely soaked? The rain happened and then disappeared.
Corazon is like, my clothing is clean, but I am again dirty.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Well,
What?
allow me to adjust one of my charms and at least dry all my clothing. Yeah.
My vision focuses just in time to see the horses galloping off into the distance, leaving us stranded.
Dragging the carriage behind them?
What?
Dragging a broken bar and harnesses
Like the
behind
harness
them?
and this, how the... It's fine, it's fine, whatever. Nadia leans forward, pressing a hand to my forehead. When she brings her hand back, there's a smear of blood.
You're injured. I didn't realize you were injured until I got blood on my hand. It's because of all that cloth you wear. Debit.
In this case, that would make sense,
Yes.
because you can't see.
This is my fault.
Which I will say, so I have actually been injured, and I didn't realize that I actually had my skin injured badly, until basically I really pulled up the leg of my pants.
Yes.
So.
But this is someone else realizing you're injured.
No, I know.
And
but
on your
nobody else
face.
realized it either.
But on your face.
Yeah, no. Your faces bleed a lot. Heads bleed a ton.
This is my fault.
So much.
Yes?
I feel fine. The cut seems shallow and nothing's broken. Because
Thanks
I
for
am
me.
completely an expert. Because I will actually say, in Corazon's case, I'd be like, what? You're not an expert. You would.
It's
how
falling.
do you know?
Also being thrown from the carriage and knocked out.
Uh-huh.
Nope, nothing is damaged at all.
It's fine.
What?
What?
Nothing's broken. You could be hurt like crazy. You could be in a lot of pain and just going, well,
I
nothing's
can't feel
broken.
anything because of adrenaline, because of everything else. It's not gonna... Nadia, I'm alright.
No, you are not all right. Corazon, come here.
Don't fucking move someone unless you are absolutely certain.
As far as I can tell, she's squished next to you already, because she can already be touching your head and such.
Yeah, but I'm like, you don't know what your internal injuries are like, or it's fine.
Also, she seems to have sustained no damage and looks flawless. Was she wearing her seatbelt and we just got thrown from the carriage?
She's still attached to the carriage,
No,
actually,
she-
with the horses dragging it off. Wait there!
Or just like her crashes the carriage horribly. She's, kind of winded a bit in her seat. Sees you flung from the carriage and wrapped around a tree, unbuckles and gets out. Horses, after they start tugging and, like lunging against whatever they're, crashed against until they tear away from the carriage, as you start to wake up as she's tapping at you on the ground, and you're like, if there were seatbelts, you should have told me.
Please. Nadia scoops me into her arms and carries me towards the wrecked carriage. How big?
That's interesting.
Because I don't know. Even I struggle with picking up people who are like close to my size.
And down on the ground, for sure. Like, there's a difference between picking someone up off a surface and straight off the ground.
Or like if they're standing up and leaning against like a tree and you can pick them up. Like,
Or
that's
if they help you by climbing into your arms.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, if you're just
Nadia is just beefy as hell, apparently.
I'm also like, is she just really fucking strong? Like, also, what if our character...
I've been asleep for 2 years! Bitch, yeah! I have no wasting disease. I have all the muscle you could possibly imagine.
Sounds like a magical sleep for sure, yes.
Yeah,
Good,
very
excellent.
magical. Absolutely.
I'm also just like, you do that in your metal corset?
Ouch.
That sounded like it would dig into you real bad when you curl down to the ground.
Is
to fix
it
it up.
metal, though?
I don't know. It looks metal.
I imagine it's just shiny. It could be shiny fabric.
You think so?
Yeah, why not?
God, that looks like so much metal and enamel to me.
Could be shiny fabric.
I don't believe you.
It's okay.
It's all
Could be
right.
shiny
Anyway,
fabric.
I'm like, this assumes some things. Like, could she pick up Muriel? What if your MC is the size of Muriel?
Oh my god, we would be ruined! This whole scene would never work!
Or it would look amazing. Can you draw a small Nadia holding giant-ass person? I'm STRONK!
But that's also the thing that I've kind of giggled about this whole thing anyways. I'm like, literally, everyone in here seems to be taller than us unless it's Portia. And that's only like, you're the size of Portia and you're the size of Mazzalinka, both of which are like smaller than like a chair.
A teacup.
A teacup. They are angry teacup gays, okay?
They're purse gays. You just
Ooh,
carry
they're
them in your handbag. Like a handbag poodle.
I just don't understand.
Both of them pop out as chibis screaming from your purse whenever someone disrespects the gays.
You're right. Thank you.
All right.
Towards
Into
the
our
next
arms
carriage.
So the horses ran off with their harnesses, I guess, attached to them.
Uh-huh.
Broken away from the carriage somehow.
With one hand, she opens the door and lets us into the shelter of the carriage cabin. I've scooped you up, and I'm going to
And I'm going to hold you in one arm.
either slam your shoulders or your legs.
Nope. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just throw you over my shoulder like a sack of, flour and have your booty out in front of me. And you're just
Is it like
hanging
that
there?
meme where they're like, the world is ending, take one thing with you that you will not be able to, eat, like, you will eat for the rest of, your life. And the person throws another person over their shoulder. I got it.
Oh, God. Oh, God. All right, anyway, so, I'm also like, so were you both in the driver's seat then? Or was she yelling down to you? Or what?
That sounds like we were both in the driver's seat.
Does sound like
With one hand open the door, blah, blah, shelter of the carriage cabin. She sets me gently down on the cushioned bench inside the carriage.
The wrecked cushioned bench. Ah,
Bitch.
it's fun.
Her touch lingers on my skin before she sits back across from me, running a hand through her hair.
Also, Corazon, you just touched me and got blood all over your hand. Then you put your hand on my clothing to carry me.
Corazon, it's okay. I have charms for that.
It's fine.
Fuck that noise.
You will not stain me.
But you might
also
stain my
were-
flesh, just
but you
not
also-
my clothes.
You didn't even think about my clothing.
You haven't even mentioned it once.
No.
I've worked so hard!
Do you know how much effort I put into these clothes?
God damn it! Me dying as the artist. Why? Okay.
This is the second carriage this week. It is.
It
you
is,
seem to have a habit of going through them rather quickly, Nadia. Hold still. This may sting.
Nadia glances around and then rips a strip of cloth off the bottom of her sleeve. This may sting. It's a rough fabric.
I guess.
She dabs at my skin with a damp cloth and holds it to my forehead until the bleeding stops.
So we are saying it is raining, and you were both being rained on this whole time? And neither of you ever mentioned that you were being rained on when it started a deluge on top of you, and then it continued deluging, and you didn't wake up because of
Soaked.
rain pouring on your face? You just woke up to see the horses running away? What is the rain situation? I need to know. I want better tabs on your weather.
I'm also like, you got thrown from the carriage and you're completely clean and it's just rain damp.
Rain damp. You don't have mud all over
Mud,
you, and
plants,
leaves, and
and
bark, and whatever else.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
There. Now you are all right.
No.
Since you have stopped bleeding, that means you are perfectly healed. Done.
Now you're fine.
Person.
Character.
Everything
How do you start?
aches.
I'm in a hit. I feel
I'm
a little
dizzy.
faint.
Have a weird headache.
I
And
have
everything is sore.
aching and I have a strange thing, a crick
Ow.
in my chest. Ow, what's going on?
Now you are all right.
I nod shakily and settle back against the carriage. It is plush interior.
Corazon going, I am not very steady. I nod. It tries to be smooth, it is not.
I might throw up. Hang on.
Uh-huh. Did you see that creature in the road as well? She literally didn't hear you yell out about it at all.
The thing is that, so the text literally said she notices it as soon as your character yells about, watch out.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the it then? Is it just the tree or is it the critter? Because I thought the implication was she notices both of those things right as you yell about them.
But then, also, I assumed she heard you yell.
I guess.
So, anyway, did you notice the creature in the road as well? I don't know if you just... And I like that she's checking, going, did you only just see the tree or something else?
Right?
I thought it was...
She pauses, shaking her head.
No. This forest has a reputation for making one see things, which is why I always run out here to have my tantrums, because then at least, I won't be alone.
That's so desperately lonely and like despairing. I always run out here, so at least the things in my head will talk to me.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's just sad, okay?
I wasn't being nice. Oh.
No, but, I mean, like, that could also be cruel. But...
We cannot stay in this carriage forever. My God, we've been here for 5 minutes, and you're like,
excuse me, why are you sick?
do you know we can't be here forever? I already healed you. It's time to
Heal.
plan. Plan of action.
Heal already. You're done. Get up.
Corson, I suppose we should start walking. Or you could literally just stay there for a while, and when the horses meander back to the castle, people will come looking for you.
They will.
And because those horses will find their way back to the castle unless someone stops them.
Uh-huh.
And if they have, like, your royal seal on their harnesses, people will take them back to the castle.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, least of all, for, hey, reward money, I will return these to the castle.
I love it, really. So your main character is supposed to be completely fine. I have just a very brief shadow cut. It's fine. I can medically assess myself with no question. Julian, go away in the background there, over there, you dramatic.
There is no soreness.
There's nothing.
No bruising.
No.
Getting thrown from a fast-moving, vehicle and thrown onto the ground and possibly into things in a forest does not do any harm to me except minor cut on the head.
Especially because it looks like it's a really thick forest. I'm like, how the hell did you avoid everything?
Hmm?
It's fine.
Also, again, you should be a mess. Rolled in the mud and all.
Uh-huh, whack into thing. Again, even if it's just bruising.
Corazon sitting there.
Nadia. She doesn't look like she's ready to go just yet.
Additionally, there's no reason you'd have to go right this second.
Right now.
Also, if it's still raining, is it still raining? Again, I need a weather update. Weather girls, where are you? Is it raining men? Is it raining cats and dogs? Is it raining water at all?
Is it done?
Is
In
it
fact.
done? Because if she's in the carriage, the shelter of the carriage. And then we should start walking in the rain.
In the rain.
In the rain.
Nadia. In fact, she looks like she'd love nothing more than to stay here, sheltered from the storm.
Oh God, I was looking for it.
Motherfucker.
Let's take a moment. Let's go. Is it raining?
Oh my God.
If it's raining, Corazon would say, let's take a moment. If it's not raining, Corazon might say, let's go.
I was not prepared for this. All right, so quick spoiler. This is literally the day before this has to go up, and I'm also like vaguely, I don't know, because that means I'm going to have to go and draw this immediately.
Hold on a second. We're going to pause this and think about it. We'll be right
Oh my God.
All right, here. We have discussed a little bit, and we have reason for the character, and we're going to move forward with character experience.
So, in this particular case, I think basically the thing is what we keep pushing at is cortisone is basically I want to have a action, not a reaction. Like, yeah, taking time is fine, but like I don't think it would fit anyway because now Nadia has asked so many times, going, "What do I do?" And cortisone going, "If you're going to ask me, at this point, we need to go do something rather than keep." Basically running away or doing something else or hiding or sitting here on our ass.
So basically, Corazon has been a person of action. They do shit. And Nadia started out seeming like a person of action, and from a distance, very much a person of action, commanding figure who does stuff. Mm-hmm. And at this point, Nadia has looked to Corazon a lot, and Corazon is like, I didn't expect to come here for you to ask my advice. I expected to come here to back your decisions.
Yes, exactly.
And push them forward and demand that other people respect your decisions.
Yes, because Nadia did say, got all these plans, these things I'm going to do, and Corazon going, great, you've got all these people who are pushing against you, but you're going, I will not bend, I will not bow to you.
And I will be a force that pushes back for you.
Yes, and that has really not happened, and that's okay. Again, Cortisone can have a different perspective or a different, expectation for what Nadia in their mind should or is.
Yes, and the thing is, so again, we're talking from Corazone's perspective. And so both of us really feel after having discussed it that Corazon would be like, if you're asking my advice, if you're asking what we should do something. And so the only action step here is let's go.
Yes, I would like to, honestly, in that sense, you go, we should discuss what our next plan is.
But that's not
and then move forward. But that's not the action.
Additionally, I'm going, is it raining? Kind of thing is a really important thing for, we should wait out, we should wait till the storm heads out a little bit. Like, a nice carriage can be really good shelter. And this is plush, dry couches. It's good shelter.
Yeah, it's fine.
Anyway. So,
let's go.
all right.
Also, again, like, I get weird about sometimes with the paid scenes where a lot of it, I'm still kind of expecting weird romance stuff, and I say weird because sometimes it feels so out of place.
Sometimes it feels very shoehorned in and a little bit contrary to the tone of the scene that we've perceived.
Yeah.
At any rate, I really do feel like the way it goes here is like, if you're looking to me again for direction, because I've already been like, talk to her, we should go talk to her, we should go do something, then the answer is, let's go.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
Look at you. Half bloody and soaked to the bone. You're yet ready to act. Didn't you, 1, clean up the blood, and 2, when did we get wet if we weren't in the rain? Is it raining? I guess we're now confirming that it was raining. We were raining the whole time, and it just wasn't important. Though honestly, I would think you'd wake up with rain splattering your face, rather than the horses running
But
away.
that doesn't mean that it continued raining. It might have been that it was a brief deluge that was incredibly intense, and now it's done.
It stopped. All right.
He's
Ready
done.
to act.
She reaches out to brush a hand against my forehead, like she wants to make sure I'm really all right. I reach up and catch her hand as she pulls it away. I wouldn't do that, twining our fingers together. It would be I'd probably pat your hand while your hand was up there, and then, smile awkwardly, this going that way, going like, I don't know what
tersely.
A little
tersely.
tersely.
Stiffly.
Stiff smile, and then put your fingers together.
Then, enough dilly-dallying.
Dilly-dally, dilly-dally.
You literally brought me to the carriage, and then you demanded, basically, that I get to the carriage. I'm fine. No, you're not. I'll put you in the carriage. What do you want to do now?
She doesn't let go of my hand as we leave the carriage. In fact, she squeezes it tighter, a small smile on her lips. We travel deeper into the forest on foot, following the road and stepping over puddles and holes opening up under the downpour.
Wait a second.
Oh, we are walking in the fucking rain! Oh my god!
Why are we in the rain? I feel like if it's a downpour going on, Corazon would say stay in the carriage. Not even let's take a moment, but like let's shelter in place.
Yeah, like why would you... it's fine.
Why would you walk in the downpour? Especially
I can't do anything about it. It's
without
fine.
an umbrella or something.
I can't shake the feeling that someone's watching us from the foliage. But every time I turn to look, something... I bet you it's a someone. Screw that.
It's okay.
But every time I turn to look, nothing is there.
Corazon, do you feel eyes upon your back? Through the soaking rain and the water pouring off of your clothing and my hair being drenched? Do you?
I wasn't going to say anything for fear of worrying her, but...
I think it's more like I wasn't going to say anything for fear of changing the momentum.
Yes. Basically, like, kind of that thing going like... Also, why would I be afraid of saying something to worry her? You'll be like, I'll be accurate. This is what's going on. Yes, I do have this sensation.
But I'm
That
not afraid
doesn't
of...
have to...
I don't think Corazon would be afraid of worrying Nadia. They'd be more afraid of derailing Nadia, so we can't keep being action anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a thing to discuss going, I have perceived this for some time. I do not at this point, however, consider it to be something to put a lot of focus on or a lot of intent on.
Yes.
Until it becomes an issue, then we'll deal with it.
Yes.
But being prepared is a good thing.
Then I suggest we pick up the pace. Also, when they say holes opening up at the road, what do they mean?
So the road is washing away. That is what I'm hearing, is that there's so much rain. So I've seen it before.
No, that's...
Yeah, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's like flash flood territory.
Yes, it is.
Holy shit, you guys are walking through like a river of water, but also puddles forming would just be deeper,
And also,
there'd be water on everything.
incredibly loose dirt, which doesn't sound like a very good road to me at all, so...
Very well packed or anything. Damn.
Yes, pick up the pace.
Oh, what's this?
What's this? What's this? Nadia has stopped in front of a particularly grizzled tree, examining something in its branches.
And a soaked tree, and a tree where you can't see it very well because there's so much rain.
When I look closer, I recognize it. A bundle of sticks, held together with twine in a protective pattern.
Huh.
It's one of Asra's.
There's more down this path. What do they mean? She says seductively, soaked to the bone, water pouring down her face, pouring off her shoulders.
You know what
pooling around her ankles. What do you think it means?
Well, you know what I think it means? I think it means teenagers behind a camera going to die in you know...
Your safety is my priority, not your comfort.
I tell right? Protection and safe harbor. He puts them up around the shop, too.
All right.
Does he?
Apparently.
Why the fuck? It's fine. Why would you never mention that?
We wouldn't mention it because that's our home. You don't describe your house.
Okay, that's fair.
That one makes perfect sense to me.
Alright, that's fair. Asra taught me how to make them, once. for a rainy day.
Huh. Then we should find where they lead. Wait, if they're for protection, why would they lead somewhere instead of just be a protection and harbor where they are?
Is it supposed to be like safe harbor and protection for this particular path?
Or does it mean this location is safe harbor and protection?
Mhm.
Like they don't actually do or anything, they just are a sign.
I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit too unclear for me. I
should
feel like your
find-
character should actually be the one to go, this will be a protected path. And then Nadia would be like, we should find out where they lead then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because to me, that's actually quite a weird leap for Nadia. Unless she knows more about basically like magic, if she's going to go, what is this thing?
Or again, somehow, colloquially, she understands that what you mean is they are a sign indicating a place of safe harbor, not they do create a safe harbor. And so
Or-
what Astra is doing is, I am indicating that my shop is a place of safe harbor.
So, there's also the thing, though, too, that they have talked about, if I believe I remember correctly, like, historically, they did have some paths over the years around where people would put up basically signs or, like, shrines to various spirits or whatever, being, like, for safe passage, more or less. And so this was supposed to be the safe place. It was considered very rude to attack people if, you know,
In
if
a
they
safe
were...
place.
in a
It
safe-
create a neutral area.
Yes.
Now, what I am going to say is, if the road is potholing and washing away and falling apart, they are not doing any protection to the road. They are just a label.
Yes, they're just a label.
Okay, we should find where they lead.
We follow the symbols down a smaller, less trod path. I can still feel a hint of magic from the symbols, though it's weak.
They do. They're magical somehow.
They actually do a thing, but also I'm like, why are we following that and not going to Volgora's? What the fuck is going on? Are we just randomly then walking? Let us go! Which I thought we were actually going to return back to the castle, or are we going to go directly to Volgora's place? Why the hell are we going, oh yes, this thing. Now that we've randomly come upon it, we should just do something else.
Also, we haven't gone to, like, seek shelter or anything. All we've done is leave the carriage.
Yeah,
Yes, we should keep going. And then, randomly, why should we follow
So,
that?
I admit, I made some assumptions about what let's go meant. And now
did.
I'm confused as to why we're doing this. The magic has to be renewed often, or else they lose their power. Someone must have been through here in the past few days.
Power to what?
Power to do what?
Oh,
I
wait.
wonder what exactly they're trying to keep away.
Okay, so maybe they only work on, like, people and things, not on the road itself.
Ah, we found Muriel. The path ends at a small rock hut, hidden behind a few scraggly trees, and we are out of time.
And there's
Hey!
rain everywhere.
Tons
still.
of it.
And it's just like up to
Soaking.
your ankles, flash flooding levels.
Yes.
But you know, the path is safe from intruders. And so that's fine. But God, you guys are soaked so much. I want Corazon to be like, I will use an umbrella charm. Like, if the MC can use, like, light magic, it can be warm to dry your clothes and stuff. I want
And
them
fire.
to basically be able to create an umbrella charm, or literally, in their pocket or bag, pull out an umbrella.
Right?
Like, why not? Anyway,
If we can just randomly have magical items that can show up for us, why not? All right, so thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Hey, if you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos if you are having a good time with us.
Yes.
Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi or our Patreon. We have some links in the description down below. We also have a Twitch. We also have an Instagram. We also have a Tumblr, so please feel free to check us out there. And I have been Scandal.
and I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!